You're listening to the Mix 93.1 FM, KWLB, broadcasting from Eastern Oklahoma State College. I'm Dougo on this fabulous, beautiful, sunny Friday morning. It is 11:03. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I happen to have the privilege of having a special guest in the studio with me right now. We'd like to welcome our Lieutenant Governor from Oklahoma, Todd Lamb.
Dougo, great to be with you. Great to be in your studio. Great to be on this radio that's really very unique, and I'm sure the listeners know, but the public-private partnership and what's worked with AT&T, and the fact we've got a commercial entity on a college campus, it's unique, it's a paradigm, and I'm just excited to be back in Wilburton and be with my friends and be back on campus.
We're so glad to have you here. This is my first time to meet you, and I respect your work. I know you've been a big advocate for workers' compensation reform. You've done all kinds of things since you've been in office, and one thing I really love that you're doing is that you're visiting all of our counties, and that shows that you care about us.
Well,
we appreciate that.
I appreciate you saying that. And part of that stems from, Doug, the fact that I was born and raised in Enid. Now, Enid is not near here. However, but I was born and raised in Enid. My wife was born in Ada. My mother was born in Billings. My dad was born in Canute.
Wow.
Okay, my point in saying all the birthplaces, they're not near here necessarily. Maybe Ada's somewhat kind of close by, but my point is, you didn't hear me talk about the large metropolitan areas. I'm a rural guy. I'm from rural Oklahoma. My family's from rural Oklahoma, so I have a real sensitivity and a conviction, and that's why I go to every county every year.
Now, you graduated from Oklahoma State University.
Correct, I did.
Which I know that makes Trish Macbeth very happy. I'm happy, too. I like OSU. And plus, you also have a law degree from the Oklahoma City University School of Law. You were with the, I believe, was it the Secret Service?
Yeah, U.S. Secret Service, correct. That's right.
That's amazing. I mean, your resume is just incredible. I believe you worked for the Keating administration as well.
Right. My first job out of college was working for Governor Keating on his campaign, then on his staff, his policy staff, once he was elected. From there, Secret Service. After the Secret Service, that's when I went to law school. I didn't practice law for probably a year or less, but I went to law school to kind of scratch an itch. And I learned when I was leaving the Secret Service, Doug, that potential employers thought the U.S. Secret Service was a very interesting background with possibly interesting stories, but not very transferable or marketable. So that's why I furthered my education, which I think is always important to do, stretch yourself, learn as much as you can. From then, after law school, I got in the private sector, worked in the wireless industry, oil and gas industry, kind of corporate law, if you will, ran for the state senate, and my wife gave me permission to run for the state senate. Then after 6 years, she gave me permission to run for lieutenant governor.
Great.
But we've been married 20 years this summer, so seeking permission is important. And then, so the rest is history. I'm going on my 5th year now as lieutenant governor. That's
incredible. Well, we're glad to have you here today. So what are you doing? Are you out going from town to town, county to county?
Right.
What brings you here to our college today?
Your president, who's with us in studio here, was kind enough to invite me back to the campus, not just to Wilburton, but back to the campus. I've been here at Eastern before, and the Prez is always a gracious host. The mayor's joining us, too. So we mentioned the 77 counties. I do that every year. Well, I do it throughout the year, every year, all 77. Many of those are multiple visits, by the way, not just once, and I'm finished. Well, this year, 2015, I decided to do this. We're doing 77 counties again, but we're doing 77 counties in 77 days.
That's incredible.
Gulp.
Wow.
On paper, Doug, it looked like it was going to be really easy to do on paper. It was kind of a simple task. You write it down like, okay, we'll do that. Well, we are going to meet the deadline. The deadline's middle of March, so we're approaching the deadline. We will meet it, but it's been a whirlwind tour. And I want to stress the fact, I don't go to a Sonic in a community, pick the community or county, and get a limeade, and then I check a box and drive out of town. Or I don't roll down my window and say, I've been to Wilburton, and then I'm driving through town, and I spend time there visiting with educators, visiting with community leaders, visiting with business owners, and I ask, what are our challenges to growth that you see, and how do we address those challenges to remove those barriers to make Oklahoma very prosperous? So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here, and that's what I'll continue to do as lieutenant governor.
So you're getting in the trenches.
Yeah,
you're not just in your office pushing paper. You're actually out in the trenches where we live.
Well, I said,
that's very impressive.
Thanks.
To me.
I said in Poto this morning at a town hall meeting at the bank. I said, I believe it's easier for me to leave Oklahoma City. One, I think I get smarter leaving Oklahoma City than remaining in Oklahoma City. But I think it's easier for me to visit Wilburton, to visit Poteau, to visit Ho Chi Town, where I was yesterday, Atoka yesterday, Antlers yesterday, Hugo yesterday. It's easier for me to get about and visit those communities than for me to say, hey, all my friends from Wilburton, next time you're in the city, just stop on by. No, it's easy for me to go out and about and, as you said, get in the trenches.
Well, and I know when you get in the trenches, it really makes us feel like you care about us, and we know you do. But when you actually physically do it, we know that you really care. Otherwise, you wouldn't take the time. We know how busy you are.
Well,
you have to be extremely busy, and for you to do this is important to us.
Well,
we appreciate it a lot.
I appreciate you saying that. It is important, and I enjoy doing it.
I know there's some students that you've already met here on campus. I know you're touring our campus, and I know there's a lot of students listening right now. What can you tell our students? If they're listening right now, what can you stress about education to them?
Well, one, I'll tell the students that are listening, thank you. Thank you for pursuing your education. And I think it highlights the fact that we're at Eastern State College. Eastern provides a great opportunity because of the proximity and geographical location of where Eastern is located for many students who may not have been to attend college otherwise to pursue their education. And the fact that they have pursued it post-high school is very important for the students individually, important for the communities locally, but also very important for our state because Eastern makes an impact throughout the state of Oklahoma, makes our state better. So thank you for improving yourself, but thank you for improving our state. And I want to encourage the students maybe listening, continue to pursue. Always try to make yourself better and stretch yourself so you are prepared well individually, but your family's better prepared, and therefore community and state is even better.
I totally agree with that. Great words there. Economic development is a critical component of your office. We know that. What are you doing to help make Oklahoma a business-friendly state and bring new companies and organizations here? I know you're an advocate for small business,
right,
which that's what our town's about, right, is small business.
Sure. Well, it stems back to what we talked about just a moment ago, my 77-county visit. Everywhere I go, I ask the questions, which are non-rhetorical when I have these town hall meetings. What's our impediment to growth? Second question. Based on your life experience and your business model, what's your advice to me as the state's small business advocate to address that impediment so we can remove it, mitigate it, and we can be very successful? Small businesses can grow. Over 97% of all of our businesses in Oklahoma are small businesses. That's the backbone of our economy.
Right.
So I take my role as small business advocate / lieutenant governor, maybe reverse those, lieutenant governor / small business advocate, very seriously to address those impediments. And then once I leave Wilburton, once I leave Poteau, once I leave Antlers, what I learned, what I gleaned there, I take that back to the state capitol, and I visit with legislative leaders, I visit with the governor, I visit with our cabinet officials about the issues I hear about as I travel around.
Now, I was born here. I was born in Hartshorn. I'm sure you passed through Hartshorn, and I just love this state. We have such a beautiful, amazing state. And I know on your tour, your 77-county tour, of course, this is not the first time you've done one. You do one every year. But what have you seen as far as what does our state have to offer as far as, I know, we have Robbers Cave State Park out here, but I know you've seen a lot of things. What does our state have to offer to our folks and people visiting, coming in? Our
greatest asset we have as a state is the people of Oklahoma. That's our greatest asset.
I agree.
Our people, far and away, greatest asset. And that's why education is so important, to make sure our population continues to be very well educated. Now, Oklahoma has a lot of statistics that we can brag on in the last few years, economic statistics. But that being said, it's always fun to grab the pom-poms and cheer and be loud and brag on Oklahoma, as I've done many times, as we all have done. But what I like to do, I like to address those challenges and impediments we've talked about before because, take, for example, I saw the baseball team warming up out here in the parking lot because it's so wet.
Right.
Thank God for moisture anytime we get moisture, but the baseball team was kind of loosening their arms up in the parking lot. But if a baseball team loses, heaven forbid, the Mountaineers ever lose. But if the Mountaineers were to lose, here's what the coach does. You don't focus on if you win, coach doesn't focus on the victory. Good job, boys. Good job, ladies, if you're playing softball. But the coach says, well, we won, but, our batting average needs to improve.
Right.
We have to field better. Our pitching could improve a little bit. You guys dropped a couple fly balls in the outfield. You find all the mistakes, you continue to improve and make our state even better. Our greatest asset are people. We have hydrocarbons. Water's a challenge we need to address, have a comprehensive plan and not just a comprehensive study. We know we're in dire straits in parts of our state. Commodity prices dip down with oil. We have to continue to diversify our economy in Oklahoma.
I agree. Wow. Good words. We know you're busy. I'd like to keep you here all day. I could talk all day with you, but we know you're busy and you have other places to go. But we certainly appreciate you stopping here at our college.
Thanks, Doug.
Showing how much you care about us and about Oklahoma, and also stopping here on the radio station and doing this interview with me. We appreciate it very much.
Well, thank you. And because we got young people listening, I'll throw out my Twitter handle, at LTGOV Todd Lamb. It's a real clever handle. LT for Lieutenant, Gov for Governor. At LTGOV Todd Lamb. If anyone wants to log on, follow us around the state. I'll respond when I can. Love to hear from him.
Oh, we have his own. We have his Twitter page.
Yeah.
Well, we have a Mountaineer Radio Twitter page, and we'll certainly we'll follow you.
Okay, great.
And keep up with what you're doing too. And you're welcome back here anytime, any day. Even if it's 3:00 in the morning, we'll come down here and put you on air.
All right, I'll talk to J-Ro or something that early in the morning.
Yeah, he would probably like to visit with you. That guy, I think he might be jealous that I get to visit with you. But
I've got one more thing to say if I can.
Yes,
Doug.
sir. You can say anything you want to.
Go Mountaineers!
Hey, now that's the best thing. We appreciate that. We appreciate that very much. Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb, thank you for being with us today. I know Senator Boggs is here, and also our Mayor, Stephen Brindley, is here with you, and also our president of our college, Dr. Smith's with you, too, today, touring around. So thanks again. Come back anytime. We'd love to have you.
Thank you.
That's Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb here on The Mix 93.1.